You'd like to be happy or happier, yes. So where do you start? Well, on my side, I was tricked into finding the answer. After my Mike died from brain cancer, happiness was just sucked right out of me. I mean, out of 10, with 10 being really happy and 0 being just not at all, I was at 0, 0 on happiness. And in fact, I was convinced that I would be 0 on happiness for the rest of my life, because for me to be happy was to be disloyal to my husband. And I was just totally stressed out. I was just sad, depressed, anxious, you name it. I didn't want to get out of bed. What for? And I told my grief counsellor, and she said to me, Tessa, will you do just one little thing? And I said, well, as long as it's little. So she said, when you wake up, put your clothes on and walk across the road. And I thought to myself, okay, I like Anne, and that is really little. So I said, okay. So I did for the next few days. As soon as I woke up, I put my clothes on. Didn't look very good, but put my clothes on, walked across the road. And I kept doing it. And then, one day, it was such a nice, beautiful day. The sun was shining. I could see the trees were sort of glittering in the sun, and the sea. It was just beautiful. And I thought, since I'm here, I might as well keep walking. And I did. And from that moment on, really, walking became my regular thing I did in the morning after I got up, walked across the road. So, well, most mornings, I must confess, there was the odd morning I fell off the rails. But basically, that one happiness moment of standing across the road set up a series of happiness moments. So my answer is, if you want to be happy or happier, just start with a moment. This moment. In this moment, there is so much happiness to be experienced. And what is great is that when you have a happiness moment, it has a knock-on effect or a roll-on effect way past the moment itself. Like for me, it was just the roll-on effect was me walking. So it's as if you've dropped a pebble, you drop a pebble in a pond and it just ripples out. That's what a happiness moment does. And you can increase the domino effect, the roll-on effect. You can increase that ripple if you experience the happiness moment in a special way, which I will tell you about. So it's like, if you do it in the special way, it's as I said, it's like that pebble that you're dropping in to that pond is just a really big pebble. Don't worry, we will get to that. So what I love about happiness moments is that they are everywhere. They're anywhere, no matter what your circumstances. I guarantee there's one of them right where you are right now. And they're easy to do. They don't require much energy, which is good. They don't take much time. Because frankly, the lower you are on the happiness scale, the more unhappy, the more anxious you are, the more stressed you are, the less energy you have. So you don't want to be having to do something that requires a lot of energy. For me, everything just seems so, way back then, everything was just so hard, except a moment. That was easy. So you can still promise me, you can still have happiness in the moment. Promise. So the answer to the question is where to start. It's with happiness moments. So how do you have a happiness moment? You're probably wondering. Well, you simply use one of your senses, because your senses are a powerful, easy way to experience a happiness moment. So just be present to one of your senses, such as sight. Just look around you. What do you see close? What do you see far and wide? What do you see in between? Just look. And when you're using a sense, like you're looking, just look, for example, with an extra emotion. Add an extra emotion to it, like gratitude or awe, a love, amazingness, curiosity, but just add an extra emotion, because when you add that extra emotion, then what happens is you boost the happiness effect. Okay, it's like you're making that stone bigger in the pond, so the ripples are going to be bigger. Nature itself is just full of happiness moments. That's just a great place to go and be to experience happiness. And for me, it's like nature is just jumping up and down with all its beauty, its colors, its sounds, its sizes, its textures, its smells. It's all jumping up, waiting for you to experience it. Experience all the things it has to offer. I mean, I love just staring into a flower. I mean, flowers, and I like to stare into them as if I've never seen them before. I mean, I find their beauty intoxicating. Like, this is a flower I just got from my garden. Hopefully it's in focus for you. Focus? But I could just stare at this flower in awe, actually, in total awe at the intricacies, the shapes, the colors, the smell. Oh my goodness, this flower. So many flowers, all the flowers, if you stare at them, wow, wow, wow. It's intoxicating. It's just, the beauty is intoxicating. See, have a look. So a bit of a warning, actually. Happiness moments are addictive. And you might actually also find when you're out there having happiness moments that you start smiling and laughing. I mean, just looking at this flower makes me want to smile. It's just so beautiful. So you can get really skilled at generating happiness moments. And I call that acquiring happiness in the moment superpowers. So you might be saying, okay, well, that's great, happiness in the moment, but then what next? Well, the thing is, you can also become skilled at generating happy emotions within yourself and about yourself, about your body and who you are as a spirit and a person. And I call that acquiring happiness in self superpowers. And there's also, you can acquire happiness in relationship superpowers. Oh my goodness, happiness superpowers. Oh, just acquiring them is so much fun, and it's so amazing when you have them. And I developed this Happiness SuperPower Roadmap, and you can download it if you haven't already. And in it, I basically outline the 3 stages of acquiring happiness as a superpower. So it took me over 5 years to work all this out after my husband Mike died. I mean, I floundered. And the good news is you don't have to flounder. I want you to be happier and happy. Start with happiness in the moment and start with your senses. And decide that you want to acquire happiness as a superpower, and as a first step, as I mentioned before, download the Happiness SuperPower Roadmap. And before my Mike died, I asked him what he would like said at his funeral, and it was just 3 words: just do it. So in Mike's words, just do it. So goodbye from me and this beautiful flower, which I am just going to keep on having delicious happiness moments with. Bye.